We're having a fun time tonight, chat. What an amazing show this has been. This is the WWE News 2 section of this evening. Michael Cole thanked Peacock for their run as WWE's PLE partner on what is the final main roster PLE. And Peacock also was like, man, thank you, WWE, for taking a chance on us. If it changed your mind, take a chance on a girl. So a lot of people who are like, yeah, man, they're leaving Peacock and these other people didn't jump at the PLEs and all this. Like, maybe WWE's plan was always like Netflix and ESPN. Maybe that was always their plan. We don't know. And obviously we saw the good relationship they left with USA. Peacock, they're leaving with a tremendous relationship. The only one that seems to be sour a little bit is Fox, but I swear that seems to be like sickos and wackos blowing that up more than it was. It seemed as though Fox sort of took the blame for that at first, and then it seemed like people kind of spun it into, well, they're blaming WWE. Either way you look at it, they are leaving a trail of good relationships. Netflix is happy, and ESPN's about to be happy with the numbers after this WrestlePalooza. And let's take a listen to just them thanking Peacock. It's the end of an era. It's the end of the Peacock era. Chat, put your best, or if you're in the comments, put your favorite Peacock memories of scrolling through the app. Great scrolling through that app. Except for, I guess, Saturday Night Main Event, right?
2 weeks from Saturday, September 20th. Some good news, though. NXT premium live events will remain here on Peacock. We want to thank all of our friends over at Peacock for what has been an incredible 5 years, including Rick Cordella. Rick has always been there for everybody in WWE. It's been a
hell yeah. So they're just shouting him out, Rick Cordella.
Tremendous partnership. And again, hats off to Peacock.
Yeah, man. I could see there still being shows on there and stuff down the line. You know, the world will open up again in 5 years or whatever their deal is. Maybe Peacock has the next hit show coming up the pipeline. So we now have the origin story of Punk and AJ blowing off two nerds that never got over it. Seth wanted free wrestling lessons and Becky wanted a handshake. So again, the same way in real life, Seth is like, the story goes like he wanted free wrestling lessons from Punk. Here's from Becky's book, The Man, where she felt disrespected by AJ as well. So it's fun that we're getting this like shoot, work, shoot brothers. But at the same time, how funny is it that they feel like rejected by AJ Lee and Punk in their day when they were kind of asking for handouts? I don't know.
In relief, as I
How are you going to ask for handouts and have people still help you and then reject them or turn your back or like, I don't like the way you're not helping me anymore or whatever. You helped me so much and I don't like that. It's ridiculous.
In relief as I shut the door behind me. Only when I opened my eyes, I noticed that the women's champion, or as they so awfully named it, the Divas champion, AJ Lee, was standing to the left of me, typing furiously into her phone. Without picking up on social cues, I enthusiastically greeted her, "Hello," 4 octaves higher than normal with the underlying desperation of, "Please like me." "I'm Rebecca." She looked up as I stretched out my hand to shake hers, grunted what may have been a hi before going back to finger punching her phone, leaving me with my arm outstretched, fondling the air. This is going horribly, I thought as I sat in the bathroom stall, scared to pee too loudly lest I offend. In relief.
Yeah, dude, you better not fart either. Then you become the fart girl. The pay-per-views on Peacock era has officially come to an end. March 2021 to August 2025. Man, what an era. Seems like we've gone through so many over the last decade, from the network going away and everything. So sources say that the Righteous may be finishing up their indie dates amid WWE interest. Apparently they've told multiple indies like, we can't, you can't book us. And they might show up in WWE, man, or maybe AEW debuts cross with those guys again. But they also they opted out of signing with AEW, so that ain't going to happen. Maybe TNA scoops up Cross and these guys. I don't know. But either way, they could be WWE bound. I think they'd be cool there, but like, what do you do with them? Just stick them in the tag team division that's just dried up and not that interesting. Oh, they'll make it interesting. I don't know. We got Wyatt Six. Do we really need these guys cult and spooking it up? I don't know about all that, but Raquel Rodriguez has credited The Undertaker and Kevin Nash for helping her improve in the ring as of late. She said that Nash has been messaging her since he publicly gave her the advice to work bigger in the ring and has been giving her some tips and advice after watching her matches. Yeah, she's come a long way in a short period of time with that, so it was really good to see. Rhea Ripley and LA Knight after today's Raw in Paris. So they have their own little bro shake here. That's cute. Logan Paul wasn't happy with green shirt guy at Clash in Paris. Fucking green shirt guy.
I know you're behind that. I know you're behind that. And that's wrong. That's wrong. You know it. All I do is give. All I do is give to this industry. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? A parasite. You know what a parasite is? I'm gonna fuck you up, green shirt.
I'm gonna fuck you up, green shirt guy. Dude, Logan's so good. He's so fucking good, dude. He was just made for this. Was made and Crypto Zoo. How's that? Sounds like a fun time. I might invest. Bully Ray believes WWE created a star in Bronson Reed at Clash in Paris. I think so too, man. It was just I was looking forward to that match because you knew Roman was gonna put on fucking great matches with everybody, man. Puts on great matches with fucking everybody. So I don't know what people expected with that, and Bronson's awesome. Again, they're all like, oh, he had bangers with Okada. And it's like, exactly.
I loved how long the aftermath
okay.
Because it took so long and it was so drawn out. I never was looking at my watch because I was so emotionally invested into what they were doing for Bronson at that point. It took so long, but in my opinion, it was so well done. And they only remember the finish. And I don't think anybody is going to remember that Bronson Reed did the JOB at the Clash in Paris, because the aftermath was so substantial, so heavy duty, that I think they're forced to remember that. I really thought they created a star last night in Bronson. I liked what I saw from Braun. Don't get me wrong. They keep having Bronson and Braun take steps away from Seth, which I think is good.
Yeah.
Because to me, these two were nothing more than backup singers for a while.
Yeah, I'm with Bully fully on this one. Bully Ray.
And now they're starting to gain an identity of their own.
Yeah, I agree, because I was kind of boo-booing on the fact like Roman's going to win this, even though I picked him, but it was like, he's going to win this. He's going to go over Seth's whole faction type shit, and that's going to bury him. Or I think I may have picked Reed, actually. I don't remember, but either way, we had discussed on the show is the point I'm getting at, okay? Like, okay, he's going to beat Reed, and then it just buries their faction because he's gotten wins over them twice now or whatever the fuck. And what happened was Reed lost, and then he just squished Roman, okay? And then that swerved me in a way watching it where I was like, you forgot about the fucking him losing. And then they sort of deaded the Shulafala aspect, which is cool. Yeah, moving along here. Mr. Iguana talks interacting with The Undertaker. So again, Undertaker just helping everybody out. If you guys watched NXT last night as well, there was two cool moments. So one where like Javon Evans is cutting a promo, and then a motorcycle pulls up, and then you just see the boot go down, and then you hear the gong, dong, or the ding, Undertaker's ding, as it were. I have one right here. And then, what's his name? Briggs came out and like swerved everyone, and it was like Briggs, and he was talking shit to Javon or whatever. And then another moment at the end was like Hank and Tank were getting beat up by Dark State, and then they're like, who's gonna help you? Like, no one will help you. And then the guy, Hank or Tank, I forget which one, is like, Joe Hendry. And then he said his name, and then Joe Hendry showed up out of nowhere, and he showed up like behind the ring too, and like hit a pose, distracted everyone, blah blah blah. It was funny shit. But anyways, though, Iguana said, I met Undertaker back at the PC in NXT. He's great. A lot of advice looking at him in AAA. It's surreal for me because you walk around and see this big guy in Gorilla. Usually you see Conan in AAA wrestlers. What are you calling me short, bro? Now you see Undertaker, the guy you've seen all your life as a kid. It's surreal. I just see him there. Maybe I see him more. When I talk to him, it's just advice. If I'm chill, he's 100% more all the time, never stressed. You never get the feeling that something's bad or something is missing. He's all chill. Undertaker's like, well, you've done it now. You've done and made a big mistake. So Ridge Holland explains the steam pig or sweat hog or whatever the fuck. He says, since people are asking, think of a steam pig as rugby league slang. See, I called it. I was like, what is this, like a rugby thing I don't get? Rugby league slang for the most brutal, or maybe he just listens to PWT and stole this, for the most brutal blue-collar type of forward. Thick set, low to the ground, pure power. I don't play with finesse. It's all about collision, impact, and intimidation. Those aren't our shows. Fans call me Steam Pig, Collision, and Impact. Hey now, I'm suing you. Fans call me a steam pig because I charge head down like a battering ram. And Rhino was taken, so, you know. So was Moose. So pretty much it was like I could call myself the Ram or Steam Pig, you know. Pumbaa was an option. Wearing down my opposition until there's nothing left. It's a badge of honor, a reputation for being the hardest man on the field. And I couldn't call myself the Boar because, you know, the Boar, more like B-O-R-E. It's a Norm Macdonald joke. Kelly confirmed she has signed a Legends deal. Speaking of Legends and Legendary with WWE. After all that shit she's been talking. Speaking on There's No Contest podcast, WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton gave her perspective on performing as a heel versus a babyface. She says it's 10 times easier as a heel. She's like, you can mess up and you can fall on your butt, and that's totally fine. As a babyface, the crowd could turn on you. She's like, her current role as a fan favorite was not a planned creative decision, but an organic reaction. She's like, I never changed anything. I just started getting cheered. As a result of the crowd's support for her heel character, she explained that she is now adjusting to her performance. So yeah, she's like a fucking tweener, essentially. She just confirmed, like, it was an organic thing, but I'm still kind of being a fucking heel, but blah, 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 you know? Ric Flair blasts WWE 2K25. He's like, unless you're on the cover, it's nothing. Woo! Yeah, that's every fucking 2K game or sports game. A bunch of these players, Charles Barkley and shit, a bunch of them aren't in the games ever because they don't pay a lot. But it's about the fans, god damn it. So TKO, WWE's parent company, announces extended partnership with T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. Ric Flair believes Randy Orton is really underutilized in WWE. And he says potentially because he made somebody mad. Randy's really underutilized. I don't know why. I think maybe he made somebody mad along the way. Randy's not afraid to say what he thinks, and that's not always popular. Dude, his lower back's fucked. That's what it is. And Husey, allegedly, he called it out on the show. He was like, look at that fucking guy's back. But, I mean, allegedly Cena's back is like a little touchy right now, you know? And, I mean, their fucking guys are getting old and shit. So here's Brandon Thurston. He's like, following UFC and WWE media rights increases, TKO announces doubling in pay for shareholders. The quarterly dividend will now be 76 cents per share. Don't forget the stock buyback program. And then he goes on to say, if you're Vince McMahon, for instance, has to bring up Vince, likely the largest shareholder that's not a financial institution or endeavor, and you have 6.4 million, we'll say, TKO shares, you go from getting 2.45 million per quarter, 9.8 million annualized, to 4.9 million. So they did something where you make a bunch of money and you make double your shit. And he's, of course, going to find a way to spin that negatively. Vince McMahon, you should have paid that broad. No, I'm in a weird, sick, morbid fucking way. It's good he didn't, because now we're here. But, like, not that anyone may or may not have been victimized. But wrestling's way better. You can look at the Google trends, too. Like, almost 5 years. It's been, like, 5 years that Trips has been, like, majorly running things, right? And I can't remember. I saw the Google Trends posted. It was like 4 years ago or something, is where you just see this huge spike in interest in WWE. So, I mean, some people might hate it, but Triple H knows what he's doing in that aspect, right? Like, speaking of knows what he's doing, nose, get it? Because he's got a big nose. Per Bodyslam.net, WWE may have scrapped plans for a draft in September, despite reports from a few months back. Good. Fuck that shit. People just show up wherever they want. No one cares. So even Toy Story's Woody, it was hitting the fucking yeet, dude.
It's just me. Oh, okay.
So look at this Woody yeeting. Pause. Hold on. That's crazy. If I look at that Woody. No, wait, that's still not good. God damn it. So Bruce Pritchard comments on WWE and Triple H listening to the people that are buying the tickets, not the ones that just want to critique it. Our job is to piss the... Well, let's hear him fucking say it. Fanatics, chill, brah. Chill.
However, you're listening to the people that are buying the...
Chill on YouTube, fanatics. Fucking chill, boys. It's all good. You want people like me e-fapping these clips and talking about your shows.
tickets. And that's key.
100%.
Listen to the folks that are buying tickets and watching the television show, not the ones that just want to critique it.
Sure.
And they will tell you what's working and what isn't working.
They will. You got to listen to the fans, pal.
Yeah.
And you can either take the opinion of, well, I know better than them, or you can have that open mind and say, wow, I didn't look at it like that. And if you listen, the audience will always help you and tell you what's working and what isn't working. You just have to be honest enough and open enough to listen. And I think that was an important thing that Paul did. Paul loved to come out and talk to people buying tickets.
Find out what they were into, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you like? Who's your favorite?
Yeah.
Really? Why? Who?
See, that's cool. Like Vince was this inaccessible fucking guy that everybody had to line up around the block to fucking talk to. And he was a guy that was intimidating and shit like that. And Triple H is more like, even when you watch the Unreal show as well, let's say that that's true when he walks up to Tiffany and is like, was that written or did you go into fucking... And he knows, but it's just a matter of like, are you going to lie to me or not? You know, that's why people do that. That's why the principal drag in the office, say some shit. They already know the answer. You get caught lying. You know, everyone's been there. So, I mean, if that's the way he's handling it, it's just direct and upfront, and it's not him freaking out. You're hired. Get that fat piece of shit out of my office.
Who do you not like?
Yeah.
Is there anybody out there like you seem like a fan that reads the magazines? Who's out there that you would like to see?
Yeah.
And he would listen, and then he would go, okay, hey, Bruce, find this guy or whatever. We would then go in search of that. So you would bring the audience what they were clamoring for. And our job is to piss them off at times too.
Sure.
So if you piss them off, that's good. You just don't want to piss off the audience in the wrong way.
Sure.
And yeah, probably listening.
Listen.
It's the best advice I've ever gotten from most successful people before me.
Well, I
listen to the people. And if you don't, you're fine. So WWE's getting sued after fan claims he slipped on an unmarked puddle at Monday Night Raw. Now, I don't know if that's on WWE or the fucking venue. So likely, I mean, will this even get settled? I don't know. It seems like this guy could have taken a dive for all we know, but that's on the building, no? This guy got permanent pain and suffering. So the lawsuit accuses the first three parties of negligence. So yeah, they're suing the Ohio State University that owns the Columbus Sport Arena and Entertainment, and they're being sued as well in the WWE, of which plaintiff was a member, a duty to maintain the premises in a way that was free of any hazardous conditions. So just none of this will fall on WWE, but maybe the building, legit. Like, if you slip on ice in front of a fucking Burger King, I'm pretty sure you can sue them and shit, you know, if you get sufficient enough damage or whatever. So, yeah, I think WWE's in the clear. Speaking of in the clear, I don't know what kind of transition that is, but it is Wren Sinclair and Wrensday. It is a happy Wrensday here today. PWT Wednesday, of course, falls on Wrensday, which also happens to fall on Rusev Day. And so let's check in with Maddie Renkowski, Wren Sinclair, and see what she's got to say this week here on Wrensday.
Hey guys, happy Wrensday. So today we are doing a long overdue Wrensday rankings.
So overdue.
Let's go ahead and get started. So on the bottom of the pyramid, we have Wren Sinclair. I disappointed Charles. I disappointed Kendall
At least she's honest, man. She'll put herself at the bottom when it's warranted.
Gray. And Charles believed in me, which leads me to my next pick. Charles, you believed that I could do 2v1. Granted, you ended up finding me a partner, which is why you're still on the pyramid, but you did move down a slot, which leads me to my next one. Wren Sinclair. I did make a pretty good partner, though. Which also leads me to my next one. On the second tier, we have Kendall Gray. I know she's going to get mad at me for that photo, but I didn't have a new one. Anyways, Kendall, thanks for being a great partner. Charles did say that normally when someone is getting pinned, you should probably let go of the armbar, but that's fine. We can go over that later, maybe. I don't know if he wants Rendell to happen. Anyways, next we have Wren Sinclair. A couple of weeks ago, I did a thing where I sang a song, said a name, and you were all like, whoa! And I was all like, whoa! So that's why I'm there. And at the
Who's at the top of the pyramid? Who is number one, chat? Who will it be? Drum roll, please. It'll be Wren Sinclair.
top of the pyramid, we have someone who's just so passionate about where they're from. They're so loyal, so strong, so true to themselves and the place they represent. We have,
Oh,
my bad, hold on.
Wren
Sinclair.
There you go. Swerved us. Got swerved. Skeet, skeet. Swerving on us. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Wrensday. And that was